Hello my dear students, I hope you all are fine and doing your studies at your home. So this is your subject teacher of social studies and today I am here with a question answer from chapter number 18, Kings, Queens and Rulers from your textbook. So my dear students, as you know that in this chapter you had studied about the name of some famous kings, queen and rulers from the past and their achievements, why they are an important part of our history. So my dear students, in this video we are going to do the question answer of this chapter. But before starting the exercise of this chapter, let's have a quick overview on this chapter. So in this chapter we had already discussed about the Ashoka. Ashoka, popularly known as Ashoka the Great, was the third Mauryan emperor of Magad in the Indian subcontinent during 268 to 232 BCE. He was the grandson of Emperor Chandragupta Maurya and he wanted to conquer a kingdom called Kaling, and he was the first ruler to use rocks and pillars to communicate with his subjects. And next ruler, Akbar. So he was a second son of Mughal Emperor Humayun. He was born on October 15th, 1542 and died October 27 in year 1605. Akbar is the son of Humayun and Hamila Banu Begum. Akbar ascended the Mughal throne when he was 13 years old and he was the one of the greatest Mughal emperors. He ruled more than 400 years ago. He was a very wise ruler. He respected all religions. He is also known for his love of art and literature. And next was Shah Jahan. So Shah Jahan's full name is Shahabuddin Muhammad Shah Jahan was born on 5th January in year 1592 and was the son of Jahangir and the grandson of the Emperor Akbar. He is famously known for the Taj Mahal construction, which took nearly 20 years to complete with the help of total of nearly 20,000 workers and 1,000 elephants. It was built in memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. He also built the Red Fort and the Jama Masjid in Delhi. Next ruler, Shivaji. Chhatrapati Shivaji was the greatest and the bravest of the Marathas ruler. He belonged to a Maratha family of Bhosle clan. He is father's Shahji Bhosle was a Maratha general who served the Deccan Sultanates. His mother was Jijabai, the daughter of Lakhuji Jadhav Rao of Syndicate. He was trained in guerrilla warfare. Next is Ahilya Bai Holkar. So she was the one of the greatest queen of her time. Ahilya Bai Holkar ruled over the Malwa kingdom of the Marathas, and women in those days were not allowed to go to school, but her father taught her to read and write. She was born on 31st May in year 1725 and died on 13th August in year 1795. She established Maheshwar in Madhya Pradesh as the seat of Holkar dynasty. Now at last you had studied about the Rani Lakshmi Bai. So Rani Lakshmi Bai was born on 19th November 1828 in the town of Varanasi. She was named Manikarnika Tambe and was nicknamed Manu. Her father was Moropant Tambe and her mother was Bhagirathi Sapre. Rani Lakshmi Bai is famous in history for her courage, and she was married to Gangadhar Rao, Maharaja of Jhansi. So students, this was summary of this chapter. Now let's come to the question answer of this chapter. So first of all, you have to mention date, chapter number 18 and the name of chapter, kings, queens and rulers on your notebook, and you have to mention the heading. Exercises, after that question number C, answer the following question in short. So students, this is the short answer question from your textbook. Let's discuss about it. Who were the Navratnas? Names one Navratna in Akbar's court. So students, here you have to write who were the Navratnas and you have to name one Navratna in Akbar's court. So great musicians, poets, painters and artists of Akbar court are called the Navratna. Birbal was one of the Navratna in Akbar's court. So this was about Navratnas of Akbar court. Next is question number 2. How did Rani Lakshmi Bai fight against the British army when it attacked Jhansi? So my dear students, in the answer of this question you will write, Rani Lakshmi Bai took up arm, strapped her son to back, held the reins of her horse in her mouth and fought using swords in both her hands. And along with her faithful warriors, she fought bravely against the British. So my dear students, as you know that Rani Lakshmi Bai was the one of the famous in history for her courage, and she fought bravely against the British rule. Now let's come to the question number 3. Name some social cause supported by Ahilya Bai Holkar. So students, in the answer of this question you will write, Ahilya Bai built many rest houses, fort and roads, many wells and tanks across her kingdom. Students, this was the answer of this question. So students, Ahilya Bai you will write here, Shah Jahan built the Taj Mahal and the Red Fort in Delhi. So my dear student, as you know that Emperor Shah Jahan was the son of Jahangir and the grandson of Emperor Akbar. He built the Taj Mahal and it is built in the memory of his wife Mumtaz Mahal. It was built of white marble and it has a dome in the center with 4 minars at the corners. He also built the Red Fort and the Jama Masjid in the Delhi, and also encouraged the literature and art. So my dear students, in the answer of this question you will write only Shah Jahan built the Taj Mahal and the Red Fort in Delhi. Now let's come to the last question from this chapter, that is, how was the Battle of Kaling important for Emperor Ashoka? Students, here you have to answer how was the Battle of Kalinga important for Emperor Ashoka. So students, first of all, let's have a quick view about the ruler Ashoka. So students, as you know that Ashoka was one of the greatest rulers of India. He was the grandson of Emperor Chandragupta Maurya. Ashoka wanted to conquer a kingdom called Kalinga. So he attacked Kalinga and conquered it. The Battle of Kalinga, however, saddened Ashoka because the sight of the dead and wounded people made Ashoka realize that wars only cause destruction. He gave up wars and decided to follow the path of peace and non-violence as taught by Gautam Buddha. He also took many steps for the welfare of the people. For example, he built rest houses and hospitals for the people. Emperor Ashoka used to send his ministers to different parts of the kingdom to collect information about the well-being of his subjects. So students, the Battle of Kalinga was a turning point of the Ashoka lives. So in the answer of this question, you will write, the sight of dead and wounded people in the Battle of Kalinga made Ashoka realize that wars only caused destruction, and he decided to devote the rest of the life to spread the dharma. So students, this was the answer of this question, and I hope you understood very well by the help of this video. Now students, you have to complete this in your notebook. Now your turn to study it and grasp it. Thank you students. Bye and take care.